Alright, I dug up my old Pokemon cards from when I was a kid. I think I got these when I was like 9 or 10 and just kept them. So I think I thought it would be fun to just go through and see what I got. I only know the basics of it, and I don't know the values, like like selling them, because I don't really care about it. So, but even as an adult, I really like the artwork and the style of the cards. And every now and again, it's kind of fun to just go back. It's kind of like reliving what your mind was like when you were like a 10-year-old. So this is book 1, and these are the only holographic one is this one, which is the Articuno, and I guess I know some of them because I remember them being as a kid, but this is like the fossil set, and I think this is like some of my favorite Pokemon in the world, like Kabuto. This was like, I used to have a little rubber toy from I think Burger King, and I used to play with that thing a lot, but you'll see some reoccurring things, and this is one of the ones that reoccur. But I always loved the holographic cards, and I think that just the drawing and the so it looks like it's either watercolor or some sort of ink, but I've always loved that style, like the original, like for the Red and Blue, the 1995 video game for the Game Boy Color. The artwork in those instruction manuals I think are just wonderful, and those are always just like a big source of inspiration for me. So now we actually have some holographic cards over here, and Kabutops, that's the evolution, some more fossil sets. None of these are holographic. When I was a kid, I never was really interested in playing the cards. I like collecting, and as an adult that kind of resurged. So as an adult, I like collecting things. I try not to like become a hoarder, so I don't own a lot, but as a kid you can kind of see like things that I like, and I used to try to build sets, so like you'll see like evolutions and they'll like be next to each other. But yeah, more first edition fossil cards. Here's like the actual holographic ones. Kangaskhan was another one of mine that I used to really like a lot. So this one was like a crown achievement in my collection. It's actually holographic. I'm not sure if it really picks up on the thing here. Raichu, I love. So Pikachu is my favorite. Even to this day, I like Pikachu. I don't play any of the games. I don't really care about Pokemon anymore. But Pikachu as a kid was my favorite, and I still like the character design. Raichu is just, I think, like it's like this combination of really cute and kind of cool, but the artwork on that is great. I love the holographic image of that. Zapdos, that's one of the legendary birds. You'll see a couple of these, but this one's actually holographic. I think I have one that isn't holographic. So now we get into the more serious stuff. So this is Charizard. I love Charmander, and as a kid this was definitely one of the crowning achievements of like my collecting. It's not like ultra super rare of a card, but it is. This is the only one that I actually did research on. This one is a little battered. I know it's not coming up on the camera. It is holographic. It is from whatever that set is. The it's a 98 or 99. So that's like the unlimited, I think, like because you have this shadowless one, which is like the one that it's basically like the first comic book for Superman, but this is not that. This one's shadowed, and it is holographic, but as a kid, this is definitely something. Oops, I bumped the camera. This is definitely something that was like a crowning achievement in my collection, and this is like the coolest card that I have. But yeah, it has like some tearing on the edges, and then I saw it. There's some. It's not perfect on the back, so you know it's not immaculate. None of these cards are immaculate, but I think that's like the coolest one in my collection. Here's another Zapdos. Once again, the artwork is great on these. Chansey, which is holographic. Guess I never noticed it, but that Ditto is holographic. That's interesting. Muck and Mewtwo. Mewtwo is another really cool Pokemon. I was obsessed with Mew and Mewtwo, and you can kind of see these are like the ones that came in that. I forgot what they were called, but they came in like these long strips, and you would get 3 cards, and you would have to buy like 6 of them to get like a full set of each Pokemon, and so I tried to do that, and this one was one of my favorites because I love Mew. Because in the 1990s, when Game Freak or Nintendo did a lot of promotion, Mew was always like, oh my god, this thing is really rare, hard to find, but you would just load it onto your Game Boy, like you would go to a convention, they'd load Mew onto your Game Boy, or you would always find cards of this. It's always like on promotional stuff. Same with Mewtwo, like they're supposed to be like the super rare, ultra, Omega ones, but later in life, they ended up being like on so much stuff. The other thing I really got obsessed with was the Japanese cards. I like the artwork of it, but also with the Japanese cards, they used to do these really avant-garde. Even to this day, it's kind of like curious. It just seems like, so you would look at something like this or this, and you're like, it's pretty clear they have like a series of artists that are really talented, and they've been doing a lot of work up into that point. And then you'll see something like this. This one isn't like so weird and avant-garde, but it just seems like they'd have like the person, like the finance person, design a card, and that like some of them they look like cardboard cutouts, or like that South Park style of artwork where it's construction paper glued on top of each other. And that was always something I got really obsessed with. I knew also, like, kind of hearing secondarily through waves that those were like rare and hard to get. Like there were some really weird ones. So I did a lot to collect. I always appreciated the Japanese cards more because I thought like the artwork was more interesting, but also just like I like the kind of the mystique of like not being able to read it. Trainer cards, I liked all of the trainer cards, so I tried to get all of the trainers. I think also some things you can figure out why I liked it outside of like its artistic nature. This is like another really beautiful card. Like I love the holographic cards. Another Pikachu. I tried to get all of the Pikachus, regular ones and Japanese ones, so there's that. Here's a Haunter, that's Japanese. Zapdos. So like you can see, I have 3 different Zapdos, the Japanese and then 2 different versions of the American one, and they're holographic. Here is yeah, this is what I was saying before. I just like how, man, that just looks so cool. And this is what I was talking about, like it just looks like a weird cutout. And I think this is the one, if I remember correctly, so it's part of the Team Rocket pack or whatever, like the so they did like a run where it just focused on the Pokemon that Team Rocket would have used. And here's the Coughing, but I think one of the rare ones, it had like a swastika on it or something. And so I had this one, and then I got like really obsessed with just like finding like the really small number ones, and got a lot of Japanese cards. But I just like the artwork for some of these, where it's like this in particular just looks like construction paper cutouts. And the graphic art is just super straightforward, but it's just like, it's interesting. Like it's different from like the norm of these other Pokemon cards, where you can kind of see here where they do like really basic 3D modeling, and these are always my least favorite because it just seems so lazy. Here too, this is like another interesting one where it's like, it's so weird. Something you wouldn't normally see. All of my trainer cards, Sandshrew, which is super cute, another Kabuto, and let's see, is that one holographic? This one's holographic. Oh, these two are. So you can kind of see, like, when I was a kid, I really focused on those Japanese cards because, like, I thought the artwork was really nice, but also it would vary from like that really beautiful artwork to just super weird avant-garde, and I just like how they're drawn, like the character designs and stuff. There's another Zapdos, Moltres. These ones aren't holographic, or these two aren't holographic. Getting repeats, so I like collecting the two of the same cards. Here's another really interesting one. Oh yeah, so these aren't, that's why I got them, because they're not holographic. So I liked getting the non-holographic and the holographic ones. Alright, sorry, the camera stopped for whatever reason. But what I was saying is that these promotional cards, they were like really well made. And one of my favorite things, even to this day, is like the script. Like this beautiful little golden script, like these little details that you wouldn't notice otherwise unless you really looked at them. And I just like that. Like as an adult, I appreciate that. And like these cards are like of the same sort of quality you would get with a normal trading card, right? So you would get these, I guess this is like 1990s depression wear, right? Like people ended up collecting them because they just appreciated it. But it's like that kind of stuff where it's like, I feel like that sort of thing doesn't really get made out anymore. Here's another interesting, like you can see these, this is what I was talking about. Like it's so interesting because they're just, I don't want to call them like bad, but they're just like so obtuse in terms of like what you would want to put on a trading card to like sell to kids, right? Like compared to this, where the artwork is like that, it almost pops out of the frame, you know, the quality of the drawing is super clean, and the coloring is so vibrant, you know, it has such a great contrast of between this green and this magenta. And then you look at this and it's just kind of like dark and, you know, muddy, and then also the artwork isn't super clean, and it's just like super cool. Another Kabuto. See, I can't tell if that's holographic. I'm gonna say no on that. Not a lot of the stuff that I have is like rare or like worth mentioning. I just kind of like talking about it. But yeah, more Japanese cards. Like this is really cool. More cards. Charmander. That was like one of my favorites too. More of the same. So you can see I had Ivysaur and Bulbasaur, so just getting the full set. More of the same. More trainer cards. Pikachu again. Haunter. That one is, sometimes it's hard for me to tell with these if they're holographic or not. I'm going to say no on that. Getting all the trainer cards, and then now we're getting to the not Pokemon cards, or the Game Freak official ones. Oh, there's a Team Rocket Charmander. That's cool. Another Articuno. These were the Burger King ones, so like you would go to Burger King and you would get like a little pack of cards, and you'd see these perforated edges. You would like break them apart, and then you would have the playing cards. These weren't part of the movie. It was like just a separate promotion. Let's see if I can find the ones. I do have ones for the Pokemon movie. Oh yeah, right here. Or maybe they were. I don't quite remember. Oh no, yeah, I was right. These are just promotional cards for the movie, and then you can see like they have stills from the movie and stuff. So then I got into that a little bit. Another Kabuto, Pikachu and Raichu, Charizard. You can kind of see like reoccurring themes. These were interesting because you would get them with toys, and so you would get like these little Pokemon toy sets, and they would have like these are really cool. They're like, you know, they change their form. It's hard to pick up on a camera, but take my word for it. These look like Pogs. More official, unofficial trading cards. And I collected the... See, this was like one of the reasons why I like the Team Rocket ones, is that I really like the artwork for it. I have this card as a holographic one. It's like in a plastic case too. It's like with Meowth, Jesse, or no, that's James and that's Jesse. So that's kind of cool. That's like sitting on my desk. And then Thomas the Tank Engine. Yeah, I guess I was age 6 with that. So when I was a kid, this was like the cream of the crop of my collection. So that one was just the black notebook, was the one that, you know, I'd find cool stuff and put them in there, and I would just wanted to collect them. This was like I had this book where I put all of my really rare cards in, or the ones that I really cared about that I thought were the coolest. In hindsight, I really regret it. I hate opening this book because unlike that other book where you could actually pull it and move it and you're not like damaging the cards, like it doesn't fold, like there isn't a binding between it. These are also top loaded, or side loaded, so when you move the page, it actually slips the cards out. Recently I went back, and so like that Charizard one I put into that notebook because I felt like this book was like damaging it. The holographic part of those, one of the things that I remember as a kid I hated was that like you would actually open up the card and then it would be, like the holographic part would be scratched. So this I'm going to be careful with and kind of go through quickly. The stuff in here is just like cool with my 10-year-old brain. And once again, you can kind of see a reoccurring theme with these. Alright, I readjusted the camera so you get a better look at these cards. So this is what I was talking about, where it's like just opening up the one page, these cards slip out of, and I hate that. And when I want to show you this stuff, I don't want to have to worry about like cards getting bent or getting damaged or whatever. But yeah, another Raichu, that's really cool. Ninetales, like both of them, the American one and the Japanese one, which is, I guess I never realized Brock was into the fire Pokemon, but hey, you know, here it is. Like this one is just like a really pretty card. This is the holographic Kabutops, Hitmonlee. That was like another one that I really like. I just like how like simple Hitmonlee was, like his design, but also like how well it was made. There's something fascinating about that I always liked as a kid. Let's see. Okay, there's a Team Rocket Mewtwo. That's kind of cool. That's holographic. So having all three, oh, I guess all 4 of them are Moltres. And different versions, right? So you have the Fossil one, the Team Rocket one, and then the Trainer one, dog hair and that. But yeah, these are all holographic. Yeah, first edition Fossil, that's cool. I'm kind of surprised that I have this Moltres in here and the other one that's holographic isn't in here. The American one. But yeah, the 2 mucks that I had. Oh, same with this. Another Zapdos. There's my promo Mew that was, you can see like what I valued as a kid, which is like some of it makes sense. Like, you know, going back, it's like, oh wow, really advanced like flavor and what do you call it? Like highfalutin taste, and then like this will pop up where it's just like, yep, it's Mew. That's really cool. This belongs in the same league as like, you know, hard to find like holographic cards. But yeah, Japanese Hypno. That's cool. I forgot the name of this one, but man, isn't that art just great? I love the background to that. Blastoise, the holographic one that's Japanese. That's cool. That's what I mean. It's just like, you can tell, like, yeah, that makes sense why that would appeal to a 10-year-old, right? These things too. Man, I just liked getting the Japanese cards overall. Oh yeah, so I have all three of these, which was part of my crowning achievement as a child, you know, getting the three biggest evolution cards together in one spot. I don't know why I have this, but it's just like an interesting little card. Oh yeah, this one's holographic. That one's cool. So I love the Team Rocket cards, just because of the artwork and like the character designs. Let's see, more trainer cards. Oh yeah, there's another holographic one. Yep, another movie promotional Pikachu. So once again, obsessed with Pikachu, and you have to have it. More weird Japanese cards. Oh yeah, there's a holographic Raichu. Actually, two of them. That's cool. Oh, Lapras, that's the name of it. Hitmonchan, that's holographic. Let's see. Go through this more. The battery on my camera is dying, so we'll kind of do the... I kind of went through all of my... Oh, another Articuno, that's holographic. That's neat. Yeah, now it just stops getting special. Just kind of going through the... Let's see, anything else? Yeah, another Kabuto's, Ekans, that's another... Because I like snakes, and so I have a lot of Ekans and whatnot. But yeah, that about sums it up. Let's see if I can stop on one that's like... I guess I do have kind of them together. Oh, I like... I'll go back to my three favorite, which is the... this one. That one's really cool. I don't know, there's something about that that's just like really cool about having. And yeah, anywho, hopefully you appreciate me going back to my 1990s brain as a child and looking through all the really cool stuff. So yeah, hopefully see you in the new year, and have a good one.